Okay.
All right, can you get a little closer to your mic? I did, but it's a little tough. Can you get a little closer, or that's better? Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Dave, do you want me to say anything about the lineups? You're gonna
If
name
you
them
want,
all.
yeah, I kind of whip through them. Yeah, or if, better yet, I don't have to give every single person in
Correct.
there either. So
Correct.
I might add a couple. It is a beautiful night for the beautiful game this evening. The Toros of Rio Grande Valley will be hosting Los Dos, Los Angeles Galaxy 2. Along with Albert Munoz, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you very much for joining us from Texas. And what an interesting match this ought to be. These teams a month ago had a draw of 1-1.
Well, very interesting night to see of soccer here. Both these teams bring a lot of energy, a lot of youth. Hopefully they'll bring a lot of action tonight with these star players that we're going to watch in a few minutes. Looking to bring a lot of entertainment soccer.
Talk with Justin Dillon, who has 3 goals in the last 5 games for Los Dos.
He's definitely going to bring a lot of presence up top. He's eager to score another goal tonight. He's energetic, he's speedy, skillful player. Exciting to watch.
And for the Toros, they'll turn to their captain tonight, Ruben Luna.
Luna, ever present up top, target man. He's always going to bring a sense of skill and strength, that perfect combination, and that striker that you want. He will make a difference tonight for RGV.
Let's take a look at the 11s. First off, for the Mike Munoz coach squad for Los Dos, joining Dillon up top is Donna Samaya. You've got the 18-year-old Eric Lopez in goal, and the former OKC Energy star Alejandro Covarrubias is part of that midfield. Very
interesting 4-4-2 tactical lineup here. Traditionally speaking, this is going to be very defensive, but you're going to have these attacking players that are going to combine well with the midfielders. Covarrubias and Dillon will be combining well.
Take a look at what RGV throws up here tonight. They're starting 11, and on the back it'll be Conley Brown out of Houston Dynamo, but he has not played for the Dynamo yet this season, but he gets another start tonight for RGV. Luna up top, and an interesting formation here.
Yep, 4-5-1, very heavy in the midfield. Camilo Monroy, more of an attacking player, combining well with Luna, very skillful, along with Holland on the left side. Interesting matchup here for both these teams.
94 degrees, feels like 103. Fortunately, it is not very humid, and you can hear in our microphones it's a windy night. 25-mile-an-hour gust. Ought to make for a fun evening, and we'll have kickoff in a moment.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And you can hear that wind tonight in our microphones as coaches are ready. Our officials tonight, Alex Chilowitz is the referee. Jorge Perez and Jesus Aguilar are the referee's assistant, and Julian Trevino will be the 4th official. So it's going to be interesting to watch on set pieces, on goal kicks, because, you know, one goalie is going to have a huge advantage in each half. So it ought to be fascinating to see how these teams, and Albert, how do you handle it? Let's go first off with the wind at your back. Do you change your approach at all with when you have the wind?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it makes a huge difference. As a team overall, you have to make sure you keep possession. You have to make sure you keep the ball low. You could use it to your advantage and disadvantage at the same time. At least equally, both teams will have a chance to have that type of win in their favor.
What about when it's in your face?
Well, at that time, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. You're going to make sure that, obviously, to make sure that you keep your touches low. Long balls are going to be a threat. The ball's going to obviously float in the air. It's going to be obviously a disadvantage going forward. But if you keep the ball low, it could be taken as an advantage.
You take a look at that. By the way, what a beautiful stadium here, HEB. This is about 9,000 seats, brand new. Pitch looks to be in solid condition, natural grass surface, and that's going to actually help a little bit on a hot night like that. The artificial surfaces tend to hold the heat, and even on really crazy hot days, you can actually see sometimes the heat rising off of that. We don't know yet if we're going to have a mandated hydration break or not. The officials will make that decision on the fly, we were told, in the first half. So Los Dos, by the way, and again, Albert, you're the perfect person to have in here since you were a professional at a young age. You look around, there's not a single guy in the starting lineup except for Covarrubias who can rent a car. Some of these guys can't even vote.
Right.
Jorge Hernandez, for example, is 16 years old, number 53 tonight for Los Dos. So this is the true definition of a developmental squad.
Absolutely. It's going to be exceptionally energetic tonight. That's needless to say. A lot of high energy, a lot of entertainment play. Most of these players are just excited to be there. They're excited to be on the pitch. This is professional soccer. They have a great stadium to play in, great environment. It's the ideal scenario for a teenager, if you think about it.
Now, by the way, it's not as if these guys are on Medicare here in the orange. I mean, you do have a couple of, you have Monroy, who's 18, Lucatero, who's 20. But on the line, you have players more in their early 20s who have maybe been professional a little bit longer. Justin Dillon is an elderly member of this lineup at 21. He is actually one of the few guys in his 20s for this LA. And, of course, Mike Munoz runs the Galaxy Academy, where the goalkeeper, 18-year-old Eric Lopez, comes from. So he's the perfect guy to coach this. I don't know if they're as focused on result. Now, they're near the bottom of the table in the West. Obviously, they wish they were higher, but at the same time, you know, they're feeding to the big club.
Exactly. And I was just going to mention about Eric Lopez being 18 years old. I mean, the difference between him and Brown on the opposite end of the field, some years in between, and experience, obviously. So it's very, very interesting to see how Eric Lopez is going to step up tonight in professional soccer as an 18-year-old defending LA Galaxy's goal. That's going to be a very influential decision-making here for the back line for LA Galaxy, and obviously leading up to the attackers.
And Lopez 6'1", that's a normal size for a keeper in the beautiful game. Brown 6'5". So we'll see if the approach is to go lower on the taller goalkeeper. So RGV in the orange starts with the opening possessions and give everybody a touch as they work their way around.
I would say yes, they've always looked for the lower shot against the taller goalies. It's much harder for them. It's difficult for them to get to the ground. They might be flexible and agile, but a hard-driven shot on these type of pitches where the ball's going to skid faster, it's going to be much more difficult for a defender to get low.
Yeah, that's kind of the same philosophy even with taller goaltenders in hockey too. You know, they just make them get, even though they can cover more net,
correct.
It's more difficult to get up and down quickly. So that'll be turned over by RGV. They had the run of play for the most part when these teams met in Texas back on May 20th, but a breakaway goal in the 71st minute allowed Los Dos to escape with the point, and that was Justin Dillon who was able to score, and a man knocked down already and a little slow getting up. And it looks to be James, I think, number 6 it is. And he's going to argue with the referee a little bit about it first. I don't know whether he's looking for a booking. He got the call. So,
going back to the comment about the pitch, I mean, this is an exceptional stadium here for RGV. Beautiful, beautiful grass. It's going to be entertaining soccer overall, just because of the nature of the size of the field. They're going to be able to really open up, really strategize and implement their style, which is usually touching the ball short, and then looking for that long ball, through ball.
And there's a long ball right there. It's going to be booted away. And when you can build one specifically for soccer, some instances, some USL teams are playing, like Louisville, for example, playing in a baseball stadium. And there are some quirks to that. It can be very charming, too, by the way. But this is built for one thing, And a little early threat stopped by the back line for Los Dos, and they'll try to get their first attack going. Cannot clear it out, however. That was a very sloppy pass, and they almost paid a steep price for that. Realizing that would have been offsides had that been run down by Dillon. It'll be a goal kick here for Brown.
That's a correct statement, Dave. You know, making sure that the pitch obviously works well in your favor. Knowing you have so many young players, you're really going to have to spread the field here, and obviously touching the ball is going to be important, especially with the win factor here. But ultimately, both these teams have something to prove. They're always constantly trying to improve their game. They're not looking only for points, looking for obviously development of players, the young players, the 16-year-olds getting their first season of exposure.
And the crowd making that call, and that was an easy one, and we're going to get a yellow card early in the match. In the 3rd minute, we're going to see number 72, Jean Angola, get hit with the yellow card.
That was a hard tackle there against Monroy, who's such a quick and dynamic player. Watched him play several times. He's so entertaining. He's really catapulting himself to be a name for RGV moving forward, and obviously in the MLS.
And that's hard to argue that call either, by the way.
Right.
So now a set piece and an early opportunity for RGV. And you see Monroy there, number 7, the 18-year-old. Looks like he's going to go ahead and provide the service. Nope, he's going to step over. The left foot in-swinger came out low and headed out of play. It'll be RGV on the throw-in. So they switched it up a little bit, went with the left foot of Lucatero instead.
These are the set pieces they need to take advantage of in the first minutes of the game to set the tone, potentially get a strike on goal on frame, and maybe obviously loosen up the goalie in the opposite end.
Trying once again for Monroe. I mean, you can see the flag up there, so it'll be an opportunity here for LA to get started.
In the past, I've seen Camilo Monroy connect really well with Ruben Luna and also Lucatero. They're such skillful players. They really know how to connect. They read their minds. They know that next touch is coming up in that space. So it's entertaining soccer at the same time. It's very efficient soccer.
RGV, by the way, in the race for the playoffs in the Western Conference in 5th place. And Los Dos near the bottom of the table, but again with a constantly shifting roster. And by the way, RGV, a Houston Dynamo affiliate, so they too have MLS connections. And again, not able to clear it. That time the back line, Angola could not handle that, so pressure coming in, and it's going to be headed high. The goalkeeper wants a piece of this, and smart play by the youngster Eric Lopez.
Showed a lot of confidence there on that catch. He needs to show that confidence for his team so they have confidence in him. I hate to say the word confidence 3 or 4 times, but it's the word to describe what he needs to implement in this first half.
I'm confident that was a very good point. Now again, though, Galaxy flirting here. The service back toward the back line was a little lazy, and it forced LA to scramble just a little bit. Lopez will finally try to put the hurt on that with the left foot. Now Galaxy trying to press, trying to get a through ball, and it's just way too hot and easy play for the keeper, Brown.
It's good to see LA obviously create some chances. RGB has really set the tone in the first few minutes, but LA Galaxy has plenty of time to hold the ball and create on the opposite side. And hopefully this is going to be an even game, being that they're so similar when it comes to age and skill on both ends. But let's see who's going to be the deciding factor here on one side or the other.
Zico Rubius, number 70. He didn't finish the match between these teams in May. He received 2 yellow cards and was ejected.
Well, he has something to prove today, hopefully to last the full 90 minutes.
He almost did. It was a very late ejection, and RGV just could not take advantage of that. About the 87th minute, I believe it was. But they could not put a goal on the board, and this game wound up as a 1-1 draw.
Those were always the most frustrating cards, the ejections in the last minute for both teams. Obviously, one, because you're losing your player in the last few minutes for the next game entirely, and then obviously for the opposing team, you only have a few minutes with a man to take advantage of. So it's always frustrating to have a red card in the last minutes.
A little forechecking now by Hernandez for the Galaxy. By the way, Jorge Hernandez, just 16 years old for this Los Dos squad. Youngest player on the pitch tonight. Now some pressure from RGV. We've already seen Monroy be a little bit of a factor here. Good drop off and a chance. Left back for Monroy, and it just missed. Wharton got creative, and it almost worked out beautifully for La Toros.
Exceptional lead up here by RGV. Combination play with Wharton and Camilo Monroy. Camilo Monroy should have kept going a little quicker, expecting that that perfectly diagonal pass back here from Wharton as that cross came in, and just came up short to maybe connect with a shot on goal.
So by far in the opening 8 minutes of action here, the Toros have been a more dangerous side. And this is sort of how the other match went. Toros pretty much dominated possession, but gave up a breakaway goal, and LA was able to sneak out with a draw. They've lost their last 3, Los Dos. Try and go down that middle here for Dylan, who's, I assume that's Amaya rather, who's demanding the ball. Now Dylan comes in and flicked a little header that the goaltender was able to easily manage. And correction, that is not Dylan, that was 67, Jonathan Hernandez, not 57. So Hernandez able to get into the air, but he did not fool Brown one bit.
But Dave, that's, I believe, the most efficient attack that LA has had. They connected well on that cross and corner, almost making it difficult for RGV to defend there.
That's good marking that time by the captain, Josh Turnley. As you get a good look there at Junior Gonzalez. He may not agree with that assessment, but it will belong to G2, another one of the nicknames that this LA Galaxy 2 squad has. By the way, you can catch up on everything to do with the USL Coast to Coast. Mike Watts is your man on that, Channel 85 on Sirius XM FC, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, and keep up with everything going on in the USL. By the way, Sirius also carries the USL Game of the Week, and you can find out more on that from USLsoccer.com. That's the website we use during matches as well for match information, updates on all the games around the league. You can go to the Match Center and follow a match. This one or another one if you want to keep up on what's going on in the league. So they've been sort of a right side heavy attack at the moment, the Toros, with Monroy leading the way.
I would be influenced to do the same if I was Monroy's teammate. I would constantly look for him.
Oh, that's a nice little move there by Amaya. Adonis Amaya with a run. Did he have too much on the ball? He did. And it's swept away, and Amaya a little bit slow to get up.
Full force Amaya there against RGV's defender. Might have landed a little incorrect there.
And it was wiped away by Magalhaes. And Amaya getting a little help from the referee. We take a look at Mike Munoz, Los Dos coach and academy director. So it should be a throw in here for LA, and will be. And Jonathan Hernandez will take it. To Zenga, who was well marked. That play was read nicely by the Toros. Now on to the captain. And a switch. That's some clever ball handling that time, but ultimately lost. Turner had it taken off his foot. Todd Wharton. Through ball here to Luna. Luna's got room to work with on the left and finds an open Toro. And now they slow the pace down and they'll switch it.
RGV has so much space in this stadium, in this field, to touch the ball well. They have time. They should be able to hold possession. And as you see here in the last few minutes, Dave, they have been doing that. They hold possession really well. Usually creates chances for them, and especially with players like Monroy on the right and Luna in the middle. All they need is a couple of chances to potentially get a goal early on this first half.
Now Monroy shoved off the ball, but cleanly that time. Strong defense by Zenga. We've had one caution already. As we'll take a look, Brown will watch that slip through. That was against Los Dos, and Angola got hit with a yellow card, and a proper card, by the way, for a late tackle. Trying to get through here, but headed away. And let's see if they work it all the way back to the goalkeeper. They do not. That's some good forechecking. They will have to work it back to Lopez, who slipped. But nobody was there from RGV to clean that up. Monroy stayed back. And that's a free ball.
Lopez's 6-yard box looks a little irregular.
Oh, that's a tough ball there. Hard foul. And that is the definition of getting in somebody's face right there. Kai Green comes over to yell at the official, and the official says, I got it, I got it.
A little bit of a reckless tackle there.
Yeah, that is Jonathan Hernandez, 67, who knocked down Magalhaes. And I did not notice he's not writing anything down, so he may not have booked him.
Dave, you notice on the pitch there's a couple of ditches here and there. That 6-yard box here on Lopez's side, I mean, anything could go wrong if the pass back goes into the area. Bad bounce could cause a goal. I mean, I've seen it happen plenty of times. I'm sure you have too. Lopez needs to be extremely careful on these plays. He might slip, might trap the ball incorrectly. It's better if they pass the ball outside of that 6-yard box away from the goal if they have to pass it back to Lopez.
Yeah, they've spent a little bit too much time in the box passing to themselves. And you get a lazy pass too. You turn one over, and now you're giving up a great opportunity.
Well, you described it perfectly by saying they were flirting with danger in the back.
You see, you're right, though, Albert. There's a couple of chunks up there, and I don't know if there's somebody you can run a groundskeeper out there really quickly to tamp it down, or if Lopez is going to have to be a combination goalkeeper groundskeeper, but he's going to have to be. Oh, that was almost a perfect opportunity there.
It's the same on both sides, though. I mean,
yep,
it seems like Brown has the same situation, so it's equal fair play here.
Kai Green did a beautiful job there, interrupting that pass, and now they'll switch to the far side, and that's just out of bounds. So throw-in coming up for Los Dos, so we are 0-0. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
RGV needs to do a better job there to hold that ball. There's no pressure. There's really it's unacceptable to pass the ball out of bounds at this level. I know they're young players, energetic, but you need to make sure you have sound passes to keep possession.
It should belong to RGV and does. This is off the foot of Jonathan Hernandez. Substitutes this evening while we have a second here, waiting for see if this RGV attack materializes. And we'll get you those substitutes in a moment. Is Wharton. Again, working the left side. They have not been as dangerous so far on that left as they have been on the right. And they switch again, but be careful with that. And they had to hurry up into that. Hunter had to step into that quickly as there was some pressure coming.
Speaking of substitutes, typically speaking, 60th, 70th minute in the second half is when you'll see some of these fresh legs come in. Even though these are all 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, it's better to rotate, preserve.
Now, the late run made by Kai Green, and that gives us a chance to tell you that for Los Dos today, you've got Rio Fuji, Adrian Vera, Bennett Snedden is the backup keeper. Zico Bailey, Jonathan Estrada, and Jake Arteaga are the substitutes for Los Dos. We're going to get our first corner kick of the night, and we'll get the Rio Grande Valley in a moment. So now it looks like Lucatero, and that would be an in-swinger with the left foot.
Average age of the substitutes, 16?
I'm not even sure these guys have driver's licenses, some of them. Lucatero going low, and that hit off the crossbars. Lopez is the only thing that wound up in the net, and that's good news for Los Dos. But the ruling is another corner kick coming up.
That was strategic on Lucatero's part in that corner kick. Exceptional left foot, the in-swinger looking for that first post flick, potentially looking for that second header.
Let's see if RGV crashes the net this time. Again, comes out low, and it's going to be headed. Lucatero will cover it. Changing his pace on the dribble. Leaving into the box, Lopez comes off the line and aggressively grabs it.
I love it. You hear the oles in the crowd when you see moves and feints like that. This is the type of skill that you want in entertaining soccer. I mean, you want it to be efficient, as it is, because he got a nice cross-off, but it's entertaining for the crowd. You're making these players look foolish sometimes when you obviously have them sit down on the ground, which is ultimately the goal when you're dribbling someone.
The substitutes for RGV tonight, the backup goalkeeper tonight is Borja Angodia. You'll also have Charlie Ward, Robert Sagel, Robert Kasner, Kyle Murphy, and Leo Ayala on the bench for Junior Gonzalez. And again, temperature at game time was 94 degrees. Now, thankfully, it is not humid. Humidity under 50%, but it still feels a little bit over 100 degrees out there right now.
Thankfully. Sounds like Miami.
Well, 47% humidity in Miami is called January. Interception here and a chance for Los Dos. To the middle. They've got some. Here's Dillon breaking free, shoots. The big guy gets down. Brown makes a point-blank save. Well, we talked about shooting low, but the big fellow was able to get down and kick that one away. And RGV not able to clear, and Green saves the corner kick, and it will be a throw-in.
You did mention about being taller and bigger, covering more ground, and then he absolutely did that. Brown, exceptional job to cover the angles. LA Galaxy created a chance, had a couple of good touches here between the attackers, and got a shot on goal, which is the most important.
Somewhere in that stadium is the ball. When they go with a short throw-in, and it's just too hot. Now can RGV clear, and they do with a nice touch there. And now trying to counterpunch through Luna. Joseph Holland. That's a beautiful ball. Holland getting into the box for Moore. Trying to get it to him. And Monroy, switching to that left side, has earned a corner kick.
Dangerous play there by Monroy. You might see him do this often. He might shift side to side, looking for his creativity. He's a right-footed player. On the left-hand side, if he cuts in, he might get a wicked shot off on goal or a potential cross.
So a third corner kick for RGV already at the 20th minute we've reached. This one has a little height. Flick is missed. Lucatero. And that shot is going to be absolutely harmless by Joseph Holland. The U.S. Oh, it's back into play. Wait a minute. Yeah, no. I think something.
Looked like it went out.
I thought it was. I turned away. I think.
Could it have been floating back
Let's
in there?
take a look here if we can. Well, here's the opportunity first off for Hernandez.
Exceptional opportunity for Hernandez. And great trap stop here by Brown in the back.
No, I think the original call, somehow another ball got out there, and maybe the RGV people were seeing if the assistants were paying attention. They were.
Could be.
So I was about to tell you, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information. Just visit uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Possession right now clearly favoring the home team, nearly 58 to 42%. And now this is an opportunity here for Los Dos to take some of that and narrow that down a little bit. They go forward with it, too strong and a little inaccurate. Lucatero comes back now for the Toros.
There's absolutely clear possession on RGV's side. Looking at 57% against 42, like you mentioned, Dave. It's clear that RGV is at home. They're looking obviously to make a statement. They want to hold the ball well. They have enough space. They have very talented players. It's clear, and it's on LA to really pick it up and hopefully make a change in the next couple of minutes to try to get another chance, just like we had in the last few minutes.
So some calm play that time on the back line by Turnley, just calling for it. Maybe one of the reasons he wears the captain's armband for Los Dos tonight. Toros coming off a 3-1 win over Seattle FC2 after losing 2-3 to that Reno 1868 team. It just seems to score in bunches right now.
They're on fire.
And they're playing exceptional football at the moment. And that's a miscommunication and an opportunity now for Los Dos. Amaya with a cross, headed over the goal. That's good service and a dangerous play. Jonathan Hernandez had the chance at the header on Brown, but it was just a little high.
As you see in the replay, beautiful Amaya cross. Hernandez connecting well, and it just comes to show that LA is playing a little bit more on the counter. So they're creating 2 chances in the last 5 minutes. RGV has possession, but they're not creating the chances that LA Galaxy is creating. So it's great to see the different styles and the energetic play that LA is implementing. And ultimately, if they continue with these opportunities, you never know, they might score a goal.
Well, you sensed that just by their formation that they were going to be a little bit more defensive-minded tonight if they could be.
Correct.
And really, when you think about it, the toughest save we've seen so far tonight was made by Brown for the Toros.
Yeah, that's been the clearest opportunity on both ends. Nice shot on goal. I mean, unfortunately, it was straight to the goalie, to Brown, but Brown did cover well. He got low quickly and didn't concede a goal.
Yeah, RGV does not have a shot inside the box and only has 1 shot for the evening. Both shots for Los Dos have been on target, and both have been inside the box. So in that regard, LA's been a little bit more dangerous, even though they has not controlled the ball as much.
Quality over quantity sometimes works, right?
1-1 draw and that's a perfect example of it that time. Possession numbers and everything favoring RGV, but both teams picked up a point that evening a month ago.
Going back to the age of these players, it's so important that they get experience so young. 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds playing at this level. It's only showing how developed this talented league is.
Covarrubias fires, and a diving save made that time by Brown. Covarrubias with a wicked blast from way out.
Where did that come from? That was exceptional.
I don't know how he knew that he had the room to get that through, as now down is the 16-year-old Jorge Hernandez. Shaken up.
I hope we get a replay on that play, on that shot.
Notice it's the movement on that thing too.
Oh, absolutely, the wind. That ball curved. It was a straight penetrated instep shot, but that ball shifted in midair. Exceptional attempt here by number 70, Covarrubias.
They began the season with the OKC Energy. They came to a mutual parting of the ways after about a month of play in USL, and all of a sudden Covarrubias migrated out to play for Los Dos.
Wow, looking at number 53, George Hernandez, he really looks his age. The baby face 16-year-old. But again, what experience to be 16-year-old professional athlete. It's exceptional. The fact that he's at this level, he's getting this experience, it's going to be priceless for him moving forward.
And also now danger if you're RGV and the referee was not ready. I like the quick idea there. I don't, they're not paying attention. Let's go ahead and do it. But the referee's assistant's going to hold him back. Now he's ready, and the referee will signal. So this is an interesting formation. There's a lot of room here.
There's going to be several runs from LA going into penetrating the box.
And again, another whistle. And this time the referee noticing something in one of those runs he didn't like. And in the conversation, Hernandez again, along with James. Georgian James and Jonathan Hernandez. And we looked away for a moment, and suddenly James is down. Do not know why.
Some suspicious activity happened in a split second. They
Yep.
got together, and I'm not sure who hit first, but it looked like they were tossing. Here we go. Clear view.
Let's see. Okay, you know what? If I'm running this league, I'm going to fine both of them just for being. Oh, look out here! It's a goal! LA is on the board. Los Dos, 1-0. And that looks to be Angola. We'll get a better look at it again in a moment.
I think there wasn't a goal.
Nope, they've waved it off. They have waved off the goal. The ball was in the back of the net. It has been ruled no longer a goal. So we remain 0-0.
And it seemed because of Hernandez and James, they did something else after that play that was called because of, I'm not sure. I think we both saw what we saw. It looked like Hernandez was trying to step on James.
Well, I was about to say, as now RGV is counterpunching after having a goal taken away, it benefits their defense. Now the referee is going to have to keep an eye on this because although that was a light foul, it was a good call. What I was trying to say is that was so cheesy by both players that if I'm the league, I look at that and go, you know what, just pay the league $100 for cheesy falling down. There's no room in the game for that. I really would consider the league maybe finding them just a little bit, nothing crazy, just like that.
To prove a point, right? Yeah.
It's not part of the game. It's
Correct.
not.
Correct. That was obvious.
That's you know what, I'm going to take that job. I'm going to be the new discipline czar for the USL.
I think you'd be great at that.
You know what? I won't tolerate stuff like that. I can tell you that.
I agree.
I don't think it's professional.
Exactly.
And I know you see it at higher levels. You know, I know you see it all around the world.
Yeah, but that's unacceptable.
I just don't care for it.
Correct. Takes away from the game.
Meantime, this is an inspired run here by Monroy. Monroy still going through, clearing for his own space, and he is finally forced to turn away but maintain possession on a beautiful run. Now, can RGV do something with it? Green serves it high, off the mark just a little bit, and Lopez was able to get there. And then you wonder how the wind got into that one a little bit. Definitely
affected it.
Yeah, it was a great idea, and what a great run by Monroy. Meantime, 1-on-3, some pressure here from Dillon.
I think Camilo Monroy ran through 6 or 7 of LA Galaxy's players easily through the midfield.
And some space now. Covarrubias, he'll blast again, and Brown again has to go down to make a save.
What a right foot on Covarrubias. Exceptional player, a lot of patience, striking the ball well from long range. He took his time, he wound up, but also Brown, dealing with the regular pitch that he has, unfortunately for both keepers, did exceptionally well to get low and block that shot.
I'll tell you what, he has had, for a guy 6'5", he's shown some tremendous agility at getting down. I'm sure he's got great ability on the balls that go high in the air. Probably very difficult to score on him on those. Now it's a nice through ball here for Green, but the captain Turnley turns it away.
In my past experience, I know goalies work extremely hard during the week to work on agility, and especially tall players, they know they have that weakness in them, so they have to make sure that they're obviously working on that agility, getting quick to the ground, so they won't have these situations work against them.
Now Los Dos putting on some pressure. That cross is blocked, but still in play. And now an opportunity here, perhaps, for the Toros to counterpunch. We've had a series of counterpunches in this game now. And a nice little run here for Holland. And he claims he was pulled down. He's not getting any sympathy from the referee.
High intensity level from both teams. Both teams.
You're absolutely right.
Back and forth. Both of them creating opportunities. A lot of sprinting, a lot of moving with the ball, which I'm not sure if it's going to take a toll on them in the next maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the rest of the game. But ultimately, we're talking about 18-year-olds. So if you remember back at 18, you're going to run all game.
Yeah, I think the oldest players, we've got a couple guys in their mid-20s out here, and that is it. I mean, the USL is a great league for that. You're going to get a lot of young players here on their way up. And tonight we've got them anywhere from mid-20s all the way down to Jorge Hernandez at 16 for Los Dos. Through ball here, headed down by Angola. And now Zenga looking for Amaya. Can't find him yet. And a great slide to interrupt that run. Beautifully done. And it'll be a throw-in coming up here for Los Dos. So we had a goal taken off the board on a foul against LA. They had an opportunity to go up 1-0, but it was erased. They have closed the possession to 54-46 now, too.
Covarrubias is really showing his talent and his skills. he's taking 2 exceptional shots mid-range. I wonder what he's going to bring in the table if he gets another chance. I think he's sharp. He's on point tonight, and if he keeps shooting, one of those is going to go in.
Well, you go back to the word he used several minutes ago, his confidence. He's got to feel like he can strike one of those through now.
Correct.
There's a foul against RGV. And fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league by tuning in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts on Mondays at 9 Eastern on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. And don't forget, Sirius XMFC will have the USL Game of the Week. All you have to do to find that is go to uslsoccer.com for dates and times. But Albert Munoz, Dave Lamont, 33rd minute in Edinburgh, Texas. Beautiful HEB Park, and you see our score, looking for our first goal of the night to count.
There's a little tease we had in that last goal.
It's going to be hard to imagine somebody not getting through in this game with the counterpunching that we're seeing, going after the keeper there, and again, there's that height. And Brown able just to gently poke that over the crossbar. However, it'll be a goal kick, a corner kick for LA Galaxy 2.
I agree with you, Dave. There's gonna be goals tonight. It's just bound to happen. Even though both goalkeepers are doing exceptionally well defending, the attacking players might come through just because of their confidence.
The captain, Turnley, going left-footed, so an outswinger seems to be the start of this set piece. There it is, headed by the defense. That came off, I believe, the defender. That should be Magalhaes, and it will be another corner opportunity, this time on the other side for LA. And we're going to see Jorge Hernandez take the opportunity.
16-year-old here, left-footed cross, just the way I like it. Potentially, look at him. He's 16 years old. Look how young he looks. It's incredible.
Look at this. This looks pretty dangerous. Well served. Stays in the box. LA unable to get a clean opportunity, but Hernandez, that was a nice strike. And that's going to be a foul. And going against RGV, allowing LA to set up, but again in a position that is almost like another corner kick, really.
It's a scandalous player here, Hernandez. He's drawing fouls, stepping on players, causing all types of ruckus here.
And he'll just walk away from it all like he did nothing. So Covarrubias. And we already know that that right foot of his, as Albert has alluded to, either is dangerous. And he's proven it twice tonight.
Needless to say, if I was LA Galaxy, I'd want every single ball in the midfield to go through him and at least try to get to him as close to the goal as possible.
Oh, Brown makes a beautiful save on that. Man down in the box, but that was of his own accord. And RGV survived. Covarrubias with another dangerous right-footed strike.
He keeps it coming. He's hot. He's confident. He's going to exceptionally try to take shots as much as possible.
That was a fabulous save by Brown, too, by the way. Covarrubias again. And that's going to be turned away, but we have a whistle. Stoppage of play.
You would think his shorts, being that his shorts are pretty long, you would think that they're going to be tangled up in his legs and not let him shoot or strike well, but what a shot by Covarrubias. Very surprising.
Well, he looks like he's going to get another chance here.
Am I wrong with his shorts? They look like they're extra large.
And plus, he's wearing those leggings as well, that the long socks. Almost look like leggings for him, but the classic soccer socks. Yeah, this looks like he's just got one long white pantsuit on.
You would think they're restricting, but they're not.
No, certainly not.
And he has a free kick coming in. Look at this. And this is perfect length for him.
This is about where he's been ripping them. So maybe for Mike Munoz. Let's see how much net crashing goes on here, too. Brown trying to find a spot where he can see what's coming. Covarrubias strikes, and it's blocked. Came out low. Not one of his better ones now. And can there be a counterpunch here? Led by James for RGV. Monroy, we know he has moves. We know he has pace. Centers it. Opportunity here. Wide open. Shot. Saved by the Lopez. Lopez through the screen, able to block that shot by Wharton. Another chance in the box. Slid away, and Wharton can't quite get there. He's got help on the way, though, from Green.
Such entertaining soccer in the last few minutes by RGV here and LA Galaxy. Exceptional skill on both ends, creativity. You had the whole package here tonight.
I give Lopez a ton of credit because I have to think he was screened and reacted to that save a little bit late, but he was able to come up with a very difficult save.
Those long legs worked in his favor.
Now Lostos trying to slam the door on that. As a little shaken up was Holland. He's slow to get up, but no call from the officials. It looked like they're merited one. That merits a call, however. Anna's going to merit a card and a booking to James.
James has been tangled with a couple of players. There's a lot of frustration in the air. Well-deserved yellow card.
Covarrubias is the player who has been shaken up. 38th minute. We're certainly going to get our share of stoppage time in this first half.
As you see the replay, look at this extended. Oh, what a save! Was it ricocheted off the defender's leg though?
It might. You know what? Let's take a look again.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
It was his heel.
That actually beat him. The ball beat him, and we didn't get a good look at the heel that it hit. But you're absolutely right.
Warden was frustrated because that was a goal. It was going in. It was a great shot, great left-footed shot. But what a defensive play! What a reflection.
A guy who was, to borrow the expression, just passing through.
Right.
Was able to get a heel on that, and he wasn't. I don't even know if he tried to do that.
What a hero.
So look at that. That's amazing. We gave Lopez the credit, but he actually had a little help. He might have gotten a touch on that, but still.
What I can't get over is the energy, the speed of play. It's exceptional. Both teams have not stopped. They haven't taken pause. They're both running at full speed. I wonder how long this is going to last.
Well, the good news for them is we're about probably 9 to 10 minutes away from a break to the locker rooms and rehydrate on this 90-plus degree night.
But what a difference the humidity makes.
The lack of, in this case, and that
Correct.
wind is, a hot wind. I mean, you've probably been out to the desert every once in a while. It gets windy in places like Vegas when it's 100 degrees, and it feels weird.
Correct.
The hot wind, but
it is slightly uncomfortable, I will say.
Nike is the official sponsor of the USL, or an official sponsor of the USL. All you have to do for more information is just visit NikeSoccer.com. That whistle going against RGV. Or that out of bounds, I should say. Yellow cards in this half to James and Angola, one for each side.
Now I wonder what kind of changes will be made in the second half. Tactically speaking, I think both teams are working well. I think they're meshing and they're creating, which is ultimately the goal. We need the ultimate goal, which is someone to score. I mean, there's been plenty of opportunities. The highlight reel is going to be extended today.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting highlight reel because we may not have any goals for you, but we have highlights. We know it's not one of those halves where, well, here's the one shot of the half that was exciting. We've had a good half a dozen or so, particularly struck by Los Dos,
who have had less possession.
Now they go into the box with the cross, and it's going to be picked up by Callie Brown, who was well off his line in time. And I tell you what, the footwork on this 18-year-old Monroy, number 7 there in orange, has been spectacular. He's had some cool runs.
That's a great word to describe him. Cool. He's a cool player. He's the player that you come to pay and watch because he will be full of flair every single time you touch the ball.
However, Lucatero showing some creativity. Chips toward the box, and that's an easy one for Eric Lopez. Well, the USL, and it's showing itself tonight, is one of the most prominent second division pro leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information when you go to the website uslsoccer.com and on Twitter too, @USL. Now for Los Dos, and they'll tell you that second halves have sometimes been a problem giving up late goals. Mike Munoz has said, these guys are playing great for 88 minutes. That's not enough. It's got to be 90. They've had lapses, and those lapses have led to defeats. They only have 2 wins on the year.
Consistency, that's very important in both ends of the field. And it's a shame because they play exceptional soccer and there's so much youth and energy. To give up and concede games at the last minutes, that's frustrating.
Now through ball here. This is Adonis Amaya. Plays it very well and takes a shot there that is not appreciated by RGV. Arguing is Victor Garza. He's not going to get a card, although if he keeps talking, he might.
Well, I'll have to say flopping is frustrating. I mean, if that was a flop, I'm not sure if it was. I'm sure he made contact, but you know, the dramatism, it's always it's always frustrating.
I thought there was contact at first blush. I wasn't totally shocked to see a whistle, but Garza certainly was not in tune with that call. So are they going to blast toward the keeper this time or set something up? Chipped in, and the header is missed. And just running over the defender that time, Magalhaes, was Dillon, who's been quiet so far. We haven't mentioned Justin Dillon's name that often.
Exactly. We were about to talk about the player to watch. I mean, even though LA Galaxy has created several chances, I mean, he's a player that you really need him to step up and you know, be present, be the target man, receive the ball, be confident with himself, because he hasn't really done much in the first half. Hopefully the second half he turns and maybe gets a little bit more creative.
44th minute, stoppage time will be forecast at probably 2 to 3 minutes. Seems accurate. We've had a couple of yellows and a couple of times, although we have not yet seen any trainers come onto the pitch, which is good news.
No hydration break.
Nope, not at all. And temperatures probably dropped just a couple of degrees. But fans of South Texas, they can handle this. Almost left on the doorstep that time by Green, but James was able to run it down quickly. Play on, says the referee. Amaya needs more white jerseys. Starting to get him dropped off now. As Hernandez back to Amaya. Zenga out wide to Turnley. Turnley saves it. Chips in toward the box. Heading opportunity. And again, with a tall keeper that time, Dillon was able to get a head on it toward the goal, but too high, and a goal kick coming up.
Entertaining action here from LA Galaxy in the second half. They're really showing that they want possession, they want some kind of goal opportunity before the half ends. And quite frankly, they've improved for the first minutes, for the last minutes, after RGV really set the tone in the first few minutes of the game. So I'd say it's pretty equal. As you see in possession, it's 51% against 48%. So they've definitely increased their possession game.
Shots on target, 6-1 for Los Dos over the Toros at this point. And only a minute of stoppage time. That caught me off guard. I thought we might have more. Here is Dillon in the box now. And James able to strip it from him, but not cleared all the way. James got in the way nicely that time, however, and interrupt the Galaxy 2 attack, and perhaps a counterpunch coming here. And watch out for this guy, because Monroy and Covarrubias just wiped him out.
Needs to be careful of Covarrubias with that tackle.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a card here, and I don't see it. Interesting. I thought there was a little, but now look at that, everybody's friends. Let's take a look. Maybe this is not a cardable offense. Oh, I don't know.
It's a late tackle.
Yeah.
It wasn't malicious, but it was a late tackle.
Referee must have agreed that it wasn't malicious. Fans not entirely on board with that, and RGV will retreat to maybe give one more opportunity. Nope, not going to happen. There is the whistle. Don't be fooled by 0-0. This was a highly entertaining first half. When we come back, we'll have the stats and explain a little bit why we enjoyed this one as much as we did. It's a warm evening in South Texas. Los Dos trying to break a 3-game losing streak. And Rio Grande looking for the victory to steal the 3 as they are in playoff contention in the Western Conference. Back with our stats when we return.
Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Did you check? Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Did you check? Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Dave Lamont, Albert Munoz, and some of the supporters for the Toros had to enjoy that first half. I don't know how you wear a woolen mask when it's in the 90s, but perhaps the hydrating beer beverage will help him out. You take a look at the shots, and 12 in the game favoring Los Dos at 9-3. On target, Albert, 6-1, and the one what ended up being an inadvertent save that should have been a goal.
Absolutely, and the possession, we were talking about it earlier, RGV really started up top, strong on possession, and now towards the end of the first half, LA Galaxy really turned it up, almost equal now when it comes to possession. It reflected on the shots, 6 shots on target, 9 shots in total. So all we need now is a goal.
And we may get one in the second half. These teams playing with a high amount of intensity and energy. We've seen some great counterattacks and some sharp saves, both from Callie Brown and Eric Lopez. Look forward to more, and we will be right back from Edinburgh after this.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night
No
out.
USL block here?
Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch. That'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new opponents. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
I think there's like a very, very, very short.
It was a fairy tale USL debut fit for a king. Fit for the king, Didier Drogba. Drogba's debut was the highlight of another strong attendance weekend for the USL. Week 12 drew over 87,000 fans, bringing total league attendance so far this season over the 750,000 mark. Drogba made his presence known early on in front of a sold-out crowd at Phoenix Rising Soccer Complex, but it wasn't until the 40th minute the man everyone had been waiting to see found the back of the net off an Amadou Dia cross. But he wasn't done. In the 77th minute, Drogba drew two defenders and slipped a pass to former Chelsea teammate Sean Wright-Phillips for a familiar far post strike. That goal would serve to be the game winner. Over 7,000 fans were there to witness history for the USL and to witness the King make his mark on the game, having a part in both goals to lead Phoenix Rising FC to the 2-1 win over Vancouver Whitecaps FC2. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
On a breezy and warm night in Rio Grande Valley, there is our score. Neither side with a goal in the first half, both having some excellent chances. And game played at a furious pace with great intensity. A couple of cautions handed out so far by our referee. We'll see if the coaches make any tactical changes at the half or will save those substitutions for those final crucial 15-20 minutes. These teams played to a 1-1 draw last time, and they are even at the break.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yeah, you need to hydrate on a night like this. It is in the 90s in Edinburgh, and there is our score, along with Albert Munoz, Dave Lamont. You just get an idea of some of the activities we're doing on the field, the wind, trying to hold a sign in place. It's been breezy up to 25 mile an hour, and the novelty checks that are handing out here, the charity checks, are going to blow away if these ladies holding them are not careful. Let's go through some of the highlights. And again, we haven't had a goal yet, but we've had highlights.
Great community involvement there. The last scene there. A lot of highlights, low scoring game, no scoring at all, but right from the bat, a lot of speed, a lot of energy from both these teams, creating these crosses and entertaining plays. Right off the bat, Brown was busy, had a lot of saves, showed well, low on the ground. A lot of physical play as well, as you see here. Players clashing. A lot of skills, a lot of corner set pieces. So, again, no goals yet, but a lot of entertaining opportunities.
Yeah, this is a great save by Brown on Jorge Hernandez. The 16-year-old able to get in. Didn't get a lot on that and didn't have much to work with, but that is still dangerous. And how about this guy's right foot?
What a bomb. He had. That was the best shot of the night so far. But again, unfortunately, that goal was taken back because of this type of nonsense that was going on by the two players here by Hernandez. But again, what a shot. Impressed us all with his right foot bomb. Exceptional night of shots for him. LA Galaxy is really showing a lot of skills.
And another great save on another tricky effort from Covarrubias. And Kylie Brown has been equal to the task. And watch that guy in the back. We still can't see who it is on the save. As James comes up, he's going to take a caution there for popping Covarrubias in the face. Each side has received one caution each. And it, I thought you tagged it. High intensity soccer so far. Take a look at what is up next for Los Dos. A couple of home matches, Sacramento and Swope Park. Then at Reno, 1768, July 3rd. At Portland, and then the Tulsa Roughnecks, July 13th. That will be out in L.A. And for the Toros, they'll be going on the road, Sacramento, Colorado, and Swope. And then a little home versus Orange County on the 19th and 22nd. Take a look at the Western Conference standings. Starting with today, San Antonio has not lost, and they're not in first place because they haven't gotten as many wins as the Monarchs have. Switchbacks at 20 points, and you see where Rio Grande is at fifth. OKC Energy making a move up the table. Once they started to play some games, they were lacking in opportunities. Now they're into the top 8. Tied with Seattle at 17, Swope Park at 8. You see Tulsa and Phoenix now with Drogba in there playing when he wants to play. Had a spectacular debut in Phoenix. That team could easily be a playoff squad and very dangerous as the season goes on. In the East, the Battery has been on top pretty much since we began in March. Tampa Bay's playing very well. So is Louisville. They just don't lose. Only one loss on the season. Same with Bethlehem. Rochester in the middle there with New York, Ottawa, and FC Cincinnati, and Orlando City B and the Riverhounds all hanging around fighting for that last spot. Very close once you get from number probably 4 on down. And again, with 3 points for a win and 1 for a draw, everything matters, and we've got a long way to go yet. This season does not end until October. So I'm thinking now with the sun pretty much gone, we should make it a little easier for the spectators and also for the athletes. These hot conditions. I would be surprised, Albert, if we saw that's going to cool everything off a little bit. I don't know if somebody hit the timing switch incorrectly or that's on purpose.
Field maintenance. I believe in my past experience that is on purpose. That's obviously to hydrate the grass and make sure it's still wet because players tend to want and have the tendency to ask for a slick field. They want it to be damp because the ball will roll quicker, and obviously they're used to it because that's how they train. So it is a tactic, and I've seen it in the higher levels. I've seen Barcelona do this. I've seen they've requested this when they come to the States to play. So it's not abnormal to see that the field is being watered. And it's actually, you see a couple of the ditches on the grass. Maybe they're going to patch it up during this time. Maybe it helps, obviously, tighten up the grass when it's obviously ditched. Now going into the second half, both these teams have potential changes in the next 20, 30 minutes available to them through subs. For now, I think they're going to continue the momentum that they had in the first half. Might not make any changes. But overall, both teams have equal opportunity here to score goals. They're both creating. They're both being dangerous. So it's going to be entertaining to see what they're going to come with in the second half.
We might need to send some of that water up to the fans, although these young ladies have spent a lot of time getting ready for this game, so you don't want to wash those, the eye black and the Toros until you get home.
it's great to see the youth and the next generation really getting involved and really coming out to see these games. It's rare. It was rare back 10 years ago to see so many families and kids watching soccer in their hometown. Now this is the reality. You have the next generation developing, the youth, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-olds coming in and aspiring to be the next 16-year-old playing professional. This never happened before. It was a rare occasion, but now it's obviously the norm. You have 18-year-olds on average, 20-year-olds on average playing professional soccer.
Well, the best part is that 20 years ago, there were hardly any opportunities at a professional level available, and we are going to get a substitution in here. And it looks to be, well, that could be Joseph Holland checking out. And Charlie Ward in. So Holland in the bench now. Holland on the bench now, I should say. And Charlie Ward, the Englishman, coming in. And also coming out of the game is Adonis Amaya. Now that's interesting because he was a very good player in the first half. And his place will be taken by number 45, Jonathan Estrada.
These are all minutes. This is a matter of rotation, just so they can get some experience.
I laugh because they've gone younger. Amaya is 20, Estrada is 16.
Another 16-year-old on the pitch.
You know you're getting old when you look at the birth date, and I did a triple check because it says 2000 on it.
Ugh.
He doesn't turn 17 till around Thanksgiving.
I was graduating high school in 2000.
Holy, well, okay.
I was signing my first professional contract in 2001 at 18, 19 years old. These guys are 16 years old. Oh, my God. I feel old.
So Jonathan Estrada comes in. So we've had two substitutions. Estrada in with Amaya and Ward in for Holland, and we're underway. We hope the second half is as much fun as the first half was, and we'll see if somebody can find the back of the net. Two 16-year-olds out in a professional soccer game. I'm sure that the first time that's happened, particularly with Los Dos. And there are other squads. Toronto is kind of like this. There are teams that are difficult to keep up with sometimes because they switch players frequently. And other coaches have said, yeah, I really don't watch a lot of video on these teams because one lineup will be different than the other from game to game.
Constantly changing.
And that's very difficult to prepare when you have a more set lineup, as some teams do.
Correct.
But, for example, you don't have Eric Bird here tonight for the Toros. He's up now with the Dynamos. He's played so well. Very important player.
Correct.
But he's missed now. This is his second game out of the lineup for RGV.
He is missed.
Yeah, I think so. I think there are chances, oh, look out there, and there's a miscommunication and a terrible one. And right off the bat, a great chance here for the Toros.
Bird makes a difference for RGV. He is a workhorse. I've seen him play several times. He's such a difference maker.
They go short with it. Here's Ward, the Englishman. That was deflected. It's going to come out a little bit short. Cleared, but not out. Kind of an ineffective header, and now kind of counter punch, and this is what they do well. Hernandez trying to get to that first. That was almost kicked into one of the luxury suites there on the bottom. That was blasted away to make absolutely sure that Los Dos were not going to counter punch.
Going back to your saying about Bird, I mean, he's being pulled up now to the MLS level with the Dynamo. The pipeline is just ever growing for these teams. They're constantly shifting, and it's a big picture idea. It's giving them experience, bring them to the MLS, bring them back to USL, back and forth, get that experience in so they obviously grow. Look at this 16-year-old penetrating through 4 or 5 players.
Hernandez, yep, that's an inspired run. He finds the side of the net. It'll be a goal kick coming up, but we've seen Monroy at 18 showing some amazing footwork for the Toros. You just saw the 16-year-old Hernandez in there.
It's all confidence. Building confidence.
Hubris would be another word I would use. You know, it's that youth where you feel like you can't be defeated. You
correct.
You know, you just think nothing bad can happen to me.
But it's hard to think that a 16-year-old has that type of confidence to dribble players. Usually, I mean, when I was 18 years old and I came into a professional game, my first touch was, hey, don't lose my ball. Don't lose my ball. Don't fall. Don't trip. Don't embarrass myself, right? My legs were shaking. I mean, it's just a matter of how things have changed. They're already ready for that. They're ready for prime time.
Luna in the box, dropped off, and it's going to go have and accept the corner kick. Don't forget, the latest USL news and information comes with our man Mike Watts on USL Coast to Coast, Mondays at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC, Channel 85. And that's also your channel for the USL Game of the Week. Check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Yet another corner. It'll be Monroy to take it. And I'm assuming that was struck on purpose back to the keeper Lopez, who had to go down for it. It appeared to be coordinated.
Monroy plays with such experience. I mean, he has confidence. He's been playing professionally for 10 years, and that's so important as a young player. That allows him to be creative and just really, really explore his flair as a soccer player.
He's out of Colombia. A little bit too much there for Hernandez, but you see how quickly he just recovers and was able to turn that in favor of Los Dos. This could be a spectacular opportunity here for Dylan if he can control it. He's triple teamed in the box. He actually commits the foul out of frustration. That was so close.
That might have been needed for a one-time shot. That left-footed attempt might have failed him. I mean, he trapped the ball. He let the ball ride. That was a great opportunity for him to maybe strike it on the one touch with the left foot. He might not get that opportunity again. That's how it is for a striker.
And he has a new partner up there, too, in Estrada, number 45. So, just pocket picked by James. Had it and lost it. Covarrubias.
Sound player. Great, stable player in the midfield. And what a shot.
He's had some wicked opportunities tonight. And, of course, if you're an RGV fan, you go, yeah, but he's had the space to do it. And that's, part of the mistakes they're made by RGV, giving him space. I'd be shocked if he's able to get much more space the rest of this game. I think they've got to close on him if he's –
You're right.
If he has the ball within probably 20 or 25 yards.
Yeah, they know what he could do now. He's been exposed, and he has been given some space. I mean, that's usually not the case for a midfielder. You shouldn't have that much space to prepare for a shot, especially that far out.
Monroy. This is James. He has a caution, James, tonight, as does Angola, number 72 for Los Dos. That's all we've had so far for discipline from the referee. Clever move there, but sealed off very nicely and professionally by Angola on the back line to make sure that nothing got too out of hand. However, another opportunity here. Lucatero will strike this one, left-footed.
Another 18-year-old.
Yeah, let's say we've talked so much about Los Dos' youth, but Lucatero, very young. Monroy, very young.
Luna's still very young. I mean, you're in your 20s.
The early 20s.
Yeah.
To the far post, headed once, flicked again.
Oof.
Oh, look out. That was inadvertent.
Yeah. That was pure accident.
Yeah, it was. Angola, not a very happy man at the moment. He'll recover.
If he got struck in the eye, that's definitely going to hurt.
You'll see it again, and it's just, yeah. Luna, it was his foot. And looking to see if I see any blood or anything. I don't see that. And Angola will survive. Still a shock. But he doesn't appear to be cut, which is the good. Means he won't have to worry about that. Trainer did not come out on the pitch, so Angola. And I think the referee handled that well, too. Mike Munoz, Director of Development of the Academy, has a large roster. You take a look at all the players he has available, and it's pretty staggering. Now, some of them are LA Galaxy players as well, if he needs to go there. Well, yes. You won't see those guys travel as much. They might play in a home match from time to time. There you see the other 16-year-old now, Estrada, putting some pressure on the ball. And that might have clipped his foot. Let's see. Nope, it did not. The referee's assistant is still pointing the flag in that way. So that is the call. You take a look at there at Junior Gonzalez. Talking about what a difficult place, when we had a chance to talk to him during the week, it is to play in Edinburgh at HEB. It's not an easy place to get to. You have to hop multiple flights in order to get to the area. And once you get to the airport, you're not that far from the park, but still.
That takes a toll on the players.
Sure does.
But going back to your mentioning about having obviously a deep roster, it's so important. It's so available for him to have young players that are getting experience on the MLS level and obviously coming back on the USL level. That interchangeability that he has and the availability to really be creative with the roster and really give exposure to these players, that's exceptional, and that wasn't available 10, 20 years ago.
Whistle there, and a call going to go against Los Dos. And James will very quickly put it into play. It was on the youngster Estrada. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, just visit NikeSoccer.com. 54th minute of a fast-paced game. Again, we said this at the half. Don't be fooled by the fact we haven't had one put in the back of the net yet. Monroy with another clever run. Is he going to run out of space? And that ball went over the back line and will belong to goal kick for Eric Lopez.
He was reluctant to use his left foot there. He got excited. Entertaining player to watch, needless to say.
You'd think the
Bright
pitch was big enough, though, that he wouldn't have run out of room,
Yeah.
but he did.
It does look like one of the larger fields in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which is great for the young players. Give them all day to run. It's like taking a dog to the park. Just take him off the leash and let him or her go.
I'd like to put my 4-year-old there on the pitch so he could expend some energy.
Danger here, collision, and the referee's going to rule in favor of Los Dos. As Luna, and the armband there, very clearly the captain tonight. No complaint on that call. Still here, and you can see, look at the flag up there, the corner kick area. Still a bit breezy. I don't think it's quite as crazy as it was when we had gusts in the mid-20s at the start of this match, but there are moments of it. You can see how that ball hangs up a little bit. So it appears that Los Dos now kicking into that wind. Trying a give and go here. And they'll hold off on it. Good job there by Kai Green to get in the way for RGV. And into the pocket for grabbing the shirt. That's going to be a yellow card on Jonathan Hernandez, who've been flirting with one.
It's a pesky player. I mean, he's looking for it. He's very aggressive with his style of play. He's constantly in your face. He will get under your skin, but he was just a little too over-aggressive there. He got that yellow card. Needs to be careful.
So in the 57th minute, Alex Chilowicz, our referee, has handed out another yellow. .50 ball, still fighting for it. And Los Dos will have the advantage just for a little while longer. Hernandez, and he could not clear it. Oh, that was close. And Monroy takes down Hernandez. So a combined 34 years old between the two. Hernandez was trying to sell that. He got the call, and Monroy helped him up very quickly. Not a big collision there, but a good call by the referee.
The two high schoolers.
Pretty much. I wasn't doing anything for money at 16, I can tell you that. Should have been, but I wasn't.
Monroy was so much better than I was at 18. It's incredible. His experiences.
Well, there's how many opportunities, not just professionally, but at the national level, how many opportunities for the 18-year-olds now compared to when you broke in?
Oh, absolutely. Night and day. I mean, we maybe got called in maybe 2 or 3 times for 1 or 2 day camps just to be shown, just because we had exposure because of our connections, because of certain types of the year that the national team was in Miami or in Florida, but not a lot, Dave. It was very difficult, and nowadays everyone has exposure to everyone. Everyone could see and keep up with all these youth players playing at all these levels. It's just night and day, like I said.
USL is the perfect league for this too. You're very, very close to MLS. You're still playing at a high level with some world-class talent. Oh, look out there. Give and go one more time, and they don't execute it. They instead retreat. Both teams with 2 substitutions left. Ward, the substitution made by RGV in the first half, just lost the ball there momentarily, but Toros able to get it back, working their way down the right side. Forward ball to Monroy, too hot for him. And it'll be a Los Dos with the ball.
RGV is really trying to open up the field, as you noticed. They're really crossing the ball, switching it up really well. Look at Terrell with the cross to Monroy. Monroy, I'm sure when he gets the ball, he's always looking across to really spread the field. So great tactic, good use of the field. Obviously, it's a large field, and it gives you plenty of room. So RGV is obviously really keeping the ball as much as possible in the last few minutes.
Victor Garza, number 3, over to his partner. Georgian James. Now toward the box, headed and just wide. They got it to where Luna could put a head on it. Dangerous looking play, but did not happen, and Lopez will get the goal kick.
Well, as Luna's danger, he's obviously great in the air. Connected well with Kai Green here on the cross. Unfortunately, Luna was just off by a little bit. His angle was just uncomfortable, but great attempt here by RGV.
Switch now. Covarrubias has to be careful. Monroy is forechecking pretty furiously, and they avoid him this time. And they'll go back to Lopez. One thing, I've not really seen the Galaxy get any of the opportunities, anything close to what they had in the first half so far.
They've slowed down a bit, and RGV has picked up as well.
Estrada trying to get a through ball to Dillon. It did not work. And a steal here. Hernandez has Estrada with him. Dillon's lurking too. Estrada will strike, and Brown goes to the turf. Got a piece of that as well. Oh, Dillon had an unbelievable opportunity with a head, and Brown kept his head and robbed him. Oh, Dillon is going to lose an hour of sleep over that.
He's not going to get that one back. I mean, we're just going to lead up the replay, hopefully. But Hernandez, exceptional run up the field, and what a save by Brown, and what a chance by Dillon have if he would have headed the ball a little stronger. Obviously, he was caught off guard, but exceptional play by LA Galaxy.
Now all of a sudden, the Toros trying to counterattack, and good job with physical presence defensively. Able to slow that down, and watch this again because he couldn't control the rebound.
Incredible shot here, and yeah, of course. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. He's laying down. He's blocking the shot, which came unexpectedly by the other 18-year-old from Galaxy, and he slammed the ball down. But Dillon was just uncomfortable. He was not expecting that rebound.
No, much like the Spanish Inquisition for you Monty Python fans, nobody expects that either. And it's I give Brown all the credit in the world because that was a tough save to make. He had that moment where he realized he doesn't have the ball, the most important thing in the world for him at that moment, and yet he's able to quickly counter. He has shown tremendous agility at 6'5", as good as I've seen anybody in the league so far this season, particularly with those long arms and legs.
That's also very important on Dillon's part. He needs to, as a striker, he needs to be ready for anything. He needs to be on his toes. That's why he's there as a poacher.
He had the strike on goal, but the hand of Brown able to deflect that. That little double header there might get on the USL website for Save of the Week.
Yeah, he's been exceptional tonight, Brown. He's on fire. He's really sharp on his saves.
That's one of the things you can do, by the way, when you go to the USLsoccer.com website. You can vote on goal of the week. You can vote on save of the week. You can get involved yourself. Just go to USLsoccer.com and also follow them on Twitter at USL. I'm going to go ahead and nominate that and just see if anyone's listening. Actually, Brown has had about 4 or 5 worthy nominations for Save of the Week.
He might be player of the match tonight.
For RGV, yeah, you know what? It's a good point. I think he is. At the moment, is RGV unable to score. Although they, too, have had their chances. But Los Dos has had better chances. This isn't boxing. We're not scoring by rounds. But still, they've had higher quality chances, but Brown has been able to keep it out. The only one that got by him was waved off on a foul in the box by Los Dos. Hernandez better be careful because he got his pocket picked by Luna, who has a chance, strikes, and now Lopez comes up. Sterling with a save.
LA must be fighting for that call. I mean, that looked like it was a foul from behind from Luna, but he robbed that ball well. An incredible shot. I mean, Lopez stood up really well there.
I wonder if everybody stood around just for a second thinking there was going to be a whistle.
I think that's what happened.
Luna did not stop.
Nope.
But neither did Lopez. They play it short corner.
Well done by Luna on that end.
Back to Monroy.
You never stop until the referee blows the whistle.
Yep. Ward now into the box. Lopez comes out. Read that very well.
I'd like to see that replay, though.
It was close. I agree. I looked up, thought, let's take a look.
There he is. Hernandez took his time, patient, and he looked like he got pushed, but referee didn't think so.
And gets off a clean strike. But Lopez was the equal to it. Still hard to imagine this game finishing in a 0-0 draw.
It'd be frustrating if it did. So many clear opportunities and chances for both teams.
And we're going to get a substitution for the Toros. Robert Kasner will come in. And Jorginho James looks like the player is going to be checking out.
Worked hard, Jorginho James. He had a great work ethic this game. Did well as a defensive midfielder. He's taking a rest now.
And James leaves with a caution also, and that was his 3rd yellow of the season. So 1 substitution left for manager Gonzalez. And now more danger. And Los Dos, and this might be the little stretches that Mike Munoz talked about where they don't play well, and it costs them. He's trying to remind them it's a 90-minute game, not 88 or 89 minutes. Don't let 1 minute ruin everything for you. And a throw-in coming up here. Kai Green will take it.
Dave, I think that comes with maturity as well. A lot of these players are so youthful. They're high spirits. They just want to be entertaining and quick. But discipline comes with maturity, and discipline has to do with the formation and the tactical sense. So keeping focused for the 90-minute is the goal here for their development. They want these young players to really understand the game lasts 90 minutes, not just 70 and a couple of entertaining plays.
Don't forget Mondays at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. Also your home of the USL Game of the Week, USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. Mike knows the league as well as anybody, and he'll take you through the week that was in the USL Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. 9 Eastern. Zenga with a lot of work there, the Cameroonian. Now Canele, well, nobody there that time down that left side, so it allows RGV to possibly counter here. And that'll be a throw-in for the Toros. At home, the Toros open with a loss to San Antonio. Don't feel bad about that. Everybody's lost to them or drawn with them, but they've beaten Switchbacks, lost to the Roughnecks, took care of Swope Park, dueled to a 1-1 draw with the Galaxy, and then a week ago defeated Seattle. So they do have a good record at home. A couple of losses in there with some wins and one draw. And that's an easy one there for Lopez. No struggle at all. The Galaxy actually opened their season in March with a win. They haven't won a game since May 14th when they won on the road at Red Bull Arena against Red Bulls 2.
It's a little frustrating when you have such talented players, a lot of energy. They're creating opportunities, but it's just something's missing. They're not coming into obviously fruition with their goals, and it's taking obviously effect in their season. Yes, they're getting time. Yes, they're getting creative, and it's entertaining soccer, but they need wins. They need to win. They obviously need to get themselves in that position for playoffs. And clearly, as you see here, obviously in possession, just analyzing the percentages again, LA is obviously lacking a little bit in possession. At the same time, they're creating some chances, so it's weirdly
Look at
efficient.
this. They create a chance here. A strike. And there it is. Back of the net. The counter punch. And LA is on the board. And an easy goal for Estrada.
Just as we were mentioning, they need more goals, and it ultimately came into fruition now. Hopefully we have a replay here turned up, but it seemed like there's a kind of turnover here. LA Galaxy intercepted well, and exceptional right-footed place shot by the youngster, the 18-year-old, with the left-footed touch, right-footed finish. Can't ask for more from the striker.
Well, Dylan lays it off very beautifully for Estrada, who will get that goal in the 70th minute. And a stunner, because that was just a Cold Stone turnover. That was just a big mistake made by the Toros in their own end, and they pay the price for it.
It could be Estrada's first goal.
As a pro, I would bet it may well be. I would take a little digging, as unfortunately our LA friends didn't provide us with a list of stats. But I will take a quick look while we have a chance here. Mentioned Dylan has been the hot player with 3 goals in the last 5 games. And just a really quick look here before we possibly miss another goal is I think that is his first goal.
The 16-year-old.
Yep, I believe it is.
Proud moment for him. That's exceptional. As a 16-year-old scoring a goal in one of your first professional matches, that's all you could really dream of, and it's come into fruition for him.
So it is none other than Jonathan Hernandez who drew that foul. And so we might be looking at another substitution here, imminent for Los Dos, and that would be Rio Fuji. Out of Cal Santa Barbara, he played collegiately.
Now we need to see how RGV reacts to this goal in the last 20 minutes.
In toward the box, headed down and cleared. Yeah, you're not seeing a real snapback response at the moment by RGV. And so they also, what will that third substitution be? Who is the player that Junior Gonzalez will turn to spark this RGV and try to get them back in to a tie?
Interesting enough, they have enough spark up top. I mean, it's going to be most likely a defensive play or maybe a midfielder who's drained. Get some fresh legs in the midfield to maybe powerhouse the forwards who have been on fire, who've been creating, but ultimately you need to make at least one more change to freshen up the field.
Well, it's going to be Jonathan Hernandez checking out and Rio Fuji coming in. So now one substitution left for Los Dos, and now we're going to see the last substitution for RGV with Murphy coming in.
Cotero coming out.
So Kyle Murphy out of Red Hook, New York. And Lucatero, you say, checked out?
Yep. Good showing for the youngster. Getting a lot of experience.
So that's it for substitutions for the Toros. Murphy on the year does have a goal. Remember, this is an RGV team in the top 8 in the playoff hunt for the West, while near the bottom of the table in the West, Los Dos, but they certainly are not playing like it this evening. And certainly not intimidated by this environment. They've already played to a draw here. Play on, says the referee. Kasner lays it off for Monroy. Gets around one. Lost the ball, though. Got a little too fancy. Going to get a call in his favor, however. Zanga not really sold that was the right call, but the referee always gets the last word. And now this is pretty good positioning, too, for RGV to try something. As Kasner is arguing, though, the ball should go where that divot is. But the referee's not buying Kasner's groundskeeping.
All the speed and technical play that both these teams are implementing, it causes a lot of physical play because these defenders get frustrated. They have to end up fouling these players like Monroy, who just, you can't stop them. So it creates a lot of set pieces. Consequently, it creates chances.
You see the players heading toward the net for no reason, as it turns out, as Monroy missed that kick a bit badly.
You overshot it. A little ambitious there on the cross. He's a little frustrated, as you can see on the screen.
So hanging on to the clean sheet of the moment, the 18-year-old Eric Lopez of the Academy, the LA Galaxy Academy, where a lot of their roster comes from. And he smartly took a little something off that kick and got it to go some distance by going low with it on this breezy evening in Edinburgh. So Murphy in for Lucatero, and that is all for subs for RGV. One remaining for Los Dos.
If Los Dos play intelligently the last 15 minutes, they really have a chance to hold on to this lead. They have to play a little bit more defensive, more conservative with their possession. Even though they've increased their possession, RGV still has an increase and an up on them. But RGV hasn't really had maybe the last 5 to 10 minutes a clear chance, and they really need to create something to really have a chance to tie the game today.
They're trying here with Wharton to give and go. The shot is missed, and you could see the net was open for Garza, and he just couldn't turn around on it.
That's exactly what it was. He couldn't turn his hips enough to really curve that ball in, but that was a clear opportunity for RGV, unfortunately. And you see the replay, great lead up here, and unfortunately he could not turn to get that final shot in. But overall, good attempt here by RGV.
Creative, but ultimately frustrating. Now the one thing is, you see the possession numbers are still favoring the Toros. I guess RGV still has to be a little leery of an LA counterattack that would probably put the game away. And with the youth and the speed that LA has shown, that makes them dangerous. You see Estrada running there, 45. He could do that for another couple of hours. And plus he has the feel good of that first professional goal.
Oh yeah, he's riding high right now in confidence. And again, these are all 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds. The energy is going to consistently be there. I don't really see this game slowing down to the entire completion of the match.
Kasner trying to work through two defenders. He's marked well, but lays it off for Monroy. Now Garza puts it into the box. This has a chance here. Oh, that just missed. What a beautiful opportunity. And Luna just could not quite direct it toward Lopez.
He's connected twice on the head in this game today. Luna's very dangerous in the air. And great lead up here by Monroy along with RGV's left mid. Right into Luna's head. Uncomfortable, hitting back, recovering. But either way, they're getting there. They're close, and hopefully something comes through.
Now Lostos trying to counter. Hernandez slips as he fired that pass up, was able to come back up and chest trap it. Kasner blocked that away, and it'll be a throw in for Lostos in the 79th minute. They still have Bailey, Arteaga, and Vera for substitutions. Arteaga is a defender, one of their academy players. He's 17, so he's kind of old to be out there.
He's peaking. He's peaking. He's getting to his prime. The twilight of his career. 17-year-old.
Well, just think about this. If Lostos pulls this off, they'll have done it, and the winning goal, if we stay at 1-0, would be with two 16-year-olds on your lineup at the professional level.
Correct. And a 16-year-old scoring the goal.
Right. And that's truly astonishing. And I make the folks at the Academy for LA Galaxy feel extremely proud. And three on the road, 3 points on the road. It's huge. But can they hang on? And that was dangerous as well. Kasner was knocked down in the box. He's wondering when the penalty kick is coming, and he's not going to get it.
It's crunch time for RGV. And they're there. They're pushing. They're definitely pushing. They're creating their chances. Just need to connect well.
And Lopez showing some savvy there, buying some time by moving around and taking his time setting up the goal kick. The last sub will be Vera. Adrian Vera Amidi, he's 20.
Veteran.
Yes, on this squad he is. So we'll see how they'll play it and who might come out. Meantime, the pressure. Now Kasner's coming. He's been an effective player so far coming off the bench. Covarrubias using his body there, and that foul is going to go against Garza. He's being sent away by the referee without the benefit of a card, and there is the substitution. And checking out will be Justin Dillon. So this seems to be more Albert defensive to me.
Yeah, they're going to pack the midfield. They're going to make sure that, you know, they hold on to the score in the last 10 minutes. Dillon had a quiet night. Hopefully he'll come back strong in the next couple of games.
Well, he had the one goal that was robbed on the save by Brown. I think he got an assist, or should have, on the goal, but he also had a couple of opportunities that did not quite pan out. So Adrian Vera will come in. And you got two players, and that was kind of a referee doing the right thing here. Yeah, well, you see a player grab his head, and that is Estrada, who is down, and also down is Magalhaes. And they may have bumped heads, and that's an immediate cause for concern. The referee stopping play.
It's a great time for both these teams to grab a breather. It looks like they did collide heads. I mean, I think Magalhaes headed Estrada.
So they'll go ahead, and while the trainers are out there, it's an excellent time in 90-degree conditions to get the last sips of water. We have no more substitutions for these sides, and some last-second strategy there for Junior Gonzalez as well, while the players are tended to. Seemed that Magalhaes had the worst of it. But both players are resting, even though Estrada hasn't been out there for that long. They're going ahead and take full advantage of this. And now Estrada is up, and Magalhaes is up as well. Now they're going to have to take him off, possibly to go through concussion protocol.
Better say than sorry. But this is definitely crunch time for both teams here. I mean, both offensively and defensively, LA Galaxy needs to really be secure in the back. That last sub they made, most likely a very defensive one. But RGV definitely needs to pick it up. They have the last couple of minutes to try to score a goal.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of this USL, and for more information, just visit NikeSoccer.com. And you can see they're both standing by the fourth official, and they've both been waved in by the referee, so no concussion protocol required. And Magalhaes will immediately throw the ball in. Ward. Can RGV get the equalizer and take a point at home? Or Los Dos going to, oh, here we go here with Garza marching in, and he tried to center the service to the captain, and a sliding tackle on the ball by Jorge Hernandez wiped out that chance.
Saw a little spark here from RGV in the last few minutes. Exceptional run here.
That really came out of nowhere, the long ball, and Garza turned up the speed. However, this all leads to a corner kick and an opportunity now for RGV. Will they go short or long corner here? It looks to be Monroy in the corner. He's got Kasner for the short corner. Now Kasner takes off. They serve it in the middle of the box, and it's headed away. So the Toros putting on the pressure in minute number 85.
Great replay here by Garza coming in. Should he have shot maybe? Should he have poked it, maybe towed it into the goal, towards the goal, instead of trying to hit it back into the yard box here? Well, great defensive play by LA Galaxy, though.
That was actually Castellanos who had come in. Robert Castellanos had come in, and number 50, he is 19 years old. And he actually had the tackle. It was 50, not 53.
You're right. It didn't look like a 16-year-old.
No. He's an old man at 19 on this squad. He actually has to buy razor blades. So RGV will try again. They have not been able to get one by Eric Lopez tonight. Working their way around now to Ward. Again, to find out more information about one of the world's prominent second division professional leagues, and we've talked quite a bit about it tonight. USLsoccer.com and on Twitter @USL. Pressure into the box, but easily cleared away. Turnley didn't have much of a challenge with that.
You know, we joke around about their age, these players being 16, 18, 20, but this is amazing news for the league, for the next generation, for soccer in general in the U.S. The fact that these players are getting this type of exposure at this early on age, it's exceptional.
Monroy in trouble. Goes back. Yeah, this league has worldwide exposure. I mean, thanks to YouTube, thanks to Twitter and everything else, you can see these games anytime you want, anywhere you want. Kasner centering here. Headed, but not anywhere near the goal.
Frustrating night for RGV. They're really creating their chances now in the second half, but they haven't had any congruent or efficient chances on goal, on frame.
Stoppage time. That's going to be an important decision. 2 to 3 minutes is a pretty good forecast here. And as much time as Los Dos can see the ball in that end of the pitch, they'll be happy. Little push there, and Wharton tried to get away with one. The referee wasn't buying it. I don't think Zengo was pushed all that hard, but he was going to make sure that he could sell that as long as he could. Well, this could be a huge mistake. Yep. This is going to be a great opportunity here now for Los Dos to buy some time and put some pressure on RGV, as that's going to be a corner kick for Galaxy 2. Eight corners for the home team tonight, but the goal that matters came off the foot of Estrada. And notice Covarrubias, they didn't launch that one toward the goal. They're just trying to buy some time here. And they do. They earn the throw in.
Good work here by Los Dos in the last few minutes. It's important for them to keep possession, create some chances. Set pieces are very important as well.
So Covarrubias working with Jonathan Estrada together, able to keep it in. No, the referee saw it go over the line. I thought it did too. So, but look where they pinned RGV. So long to go with so little time.
They took at least a minute in that corner.
Going to force a long ball. And that one was won by Galaxy 2. If they can hang on here, it would be a third win of the season for Los Dos. And oddly enough, two of them would be away from home. And it would be their first win in more than a month. Now you can hear the faithful have not given up at HEB Park. But everybody's going to be checking their watches here to guess on stoppage time. And if you're Mike Munoz, you have to be thinking, man, we have played so well. We deserve these 3 points. We cannot lose our focus here. And that's not going to help.
That's unnecessary.
That's a yellow card to the 16-year-old goal scorer, Jonathan Estrada.
Well, luckily for him, he's 16 years old, so he could pin it on immaturity. A lack of experience. But, yeah, that was a little unnecessary by Estrada. There's really no need for that. Drawing a yellow card.
So now a free kick opportunity. And either Monroy or Kastner. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been put up by the fourth official. It'll be Kastner. Casual chip, headed almost an own goal. That was nearly an own goal, and a big break for Los Dos. It'll be a corner kick coming up.
The game is not over. Quick play here by RGV. Exceptional and extremely dangerous play.
Back of the post, Kastner deflected and swept away. I think that was a RGV player that actually had the second opportunity. It's not cleared out yet. This is a chance here for Luna. Fighting for the ball, Luna's going to win it. But dropped it off for Kastner and too short.
What an entertaining last few minutes of this game.
Not if you're Mike Munoz, the Los Dos coach. He would argue with you about it. He'll find it entertaining if they win it.
Lots of stress in the last few minutes here.
No question.
Needless to say.
Ward will chip into the box, trying to find some orange jerseys. That's a big sweep right there. Well, there's a veteran move there by Garza to dump, but look at this. A chance to counterattack, and instead wisely, they'll just blast it into oblivion.
You see that replay again. Great cross by Kastner and great connect here. It was, like you said, almost an auto goal. Exceptional auto goal attempt, actually. Well, very close.
Well, my first thought was, let's see who got, you know what? That might have been Luna who got ahead on the ball.
I think so. I agree with you. That was a very aggressive play on his end. He fought for that.
I thought at first it was actually Angola, but Luna ended up having the chance. And either way, nothing went in the back of the net. Nothing has so far on Eric Lopez. Seconds remaining. Kastner will chase it. Chipped in toward the box. And a foul.
This might be it.
Yeah, that's going to go against RGV. Luna not happy. LA not happy. Angola not happy. Could be cramping up just a little bit there. But he's going to have to do his stretching in the locker room. The referee wants him to play on. But you're right, we may get the whistle here. However, this little delay may actually buy RGV a few seconds, but I don't know if they're going to be able to benefit from that.
Great effort, though, by RGV in the last few minutes. They really turned up their energy. A lot of creative chances. But it's not their night, it seems.
That's not going to help either. Murphy ran over Jorge Hernandez. And you can see Covarrubias probably suggesting, would you please get up? Because every second you lay on the pitch is more time to keep the game going. Let's get out of here. Let's take our 3 and get out of here. I'll buy you a bag of ice since I can't buy you anything to celebrate other than a soda because this one's over. Los Dos goes on the road and gets the 3 points. They come up with a huge victory. 1-0 on the goal by Jonathan Estrada in the second half in the 70th minute. And they stun the crowd here at HEB Park, and a team in the playoff hunt against a team near the bottom of the table. But at this time it was Los Dos with a hard-earned 1-0 victory.
Join us here Wednesday, July 19th at 7 p.m. when our RGV FC Toros hosts the Phoenix.
We built the USL into the largest Division II professional soccer league in the world. And now the time has come to announce USL Division III, America's professional third division league, completing the U.S. pro soccer landscape. It's time for your town, your team, your game. D3 will fuel local pride and local passion, creating a new legacy for the beautiful game and inspiring its tribal following across the country. This is professional soccer, built on a disciplined financial model and operational excellence, featuring exciting venues to thrill fans in hungry new markets yearning for the game. USL Division III, professional, passionate, proven. Pro soccer starts here, coming in 2019. For more information, visit USLD3.com.
At Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, we have one goal: advancing the health of the Rio Grande Valley. We're over 700 physicians and 1,200 nurses, researchers, and educators using innovative medicine and the most advanced technology to offer world-class health care here at home. As the only locally owned and operated hospital in South Texas, we are deeply committed to our community and its health. Doctors Hospital at Renaissance Health System, here for you for life.
1-0, LA Galaxy 2, Los Dos defeats RGV's Toros on the goal by Jonathan Estrada in the 70th minute. Capping was a night filled with counter-punching and some big swings and big chances from both sides.
Beautiful highlights overnight. A lot of entertaining soccer from both of these ends. A lot of energetic and creative plays, as you see here, starting with LA and obviously RGV on the flip side. Constant attacking play from both teams, and an entertaining chance here early on when Brown with a beautiful save. But what a bomb here by
Covarrubias' right foot was a weapon all night long, and we're going to see there was a goal that was wiped out on a foul.
He had a couple shots throughout the night.
We're going to get some more Covarrubias highlights. Here's one.
Here's another one.
Plenty of space.
Always on frame.
One more look at it, but notice how far Brown is playing off his line, too. He really cut down the angle. Here's one more, and I thought this was even maybe the most dangerous at all.
Oh, yeah, that free kick by Covarrubias was great. RGV had a slight chance here, and what a save here by the ongoing. He was just, like you said, he was just passing by.
It's just a bypasser.
And the youngster here passing to Hernandez to Estrada here with a chance here from Dylan, but unfortunately he came up short. Luna with aggressive play here as well. Had a nice shot. Unfortunately, he came up short with the goal here.
Now this is Dylan's pass to Estrada. He'll strike, and there's the only goal of the night after a bad turnover in their own end by the Toros. And at 16, Jonathan Estrada has a goal to remember because it was the winning goal of the match. Luna had chances, Albert. Man, did he have chances. It was never just perfect enough for him to be able to score.
Right. hard to keep up with these highlights. There's so many plays throughout the night. Kasner with the cross, and almost an auto goal here, pressured by Luna.
Yeah, it's still hard to tell from that angle if Luna or the defender got a clean shot at that. Either way, it does not go in the back of the net. What a satisfying win for Los Dos, just their third of this USL season. They did outshoot the Toros. Well, the Toros had the possession advantage, 3 yellow cards to 1, no ejections tonight, but very, very entertaining, energetic. I think that was a word you used early on, Albert, and I think it's a perfect way to describe this match.
Exactly, and then possession, 1-0 goal towards Galaxy, but 40% against 60. So possession always doesn't win. At this point in the time, even though it's almost a tied game, great goal. That made the difference in the game for LA Galaxy.
So for the fans, or at least the Toros fans, entertainment, but ultimately not a victory for the home squad. They'll try again, though, as they've got another match coming up next week as do Los Dos, and we'll see how they respond. It'll be interesting to see if Los Dos can build on this victory as they get set for their next schedule. I've already seen these teams now play twice here in South Texas. And coming up for RGV will be on the 21st. They'll be in Sacramento taking on the Republic. That'll be a 10 o'clock match Central Time. And that'll do it for our entire crew. And for my partner Albert Munoz, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you for watching a fun game tonight. 1-0. Los Dos defeats the Toros.
Telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.